Welcome to the Honeyville Kitchen. Today we are going to be learning about some great grains that we have that are a little unknown and might help you to be able to incorporate some great vitamin and protein boosts into your family's diet. First, let's start out with amaranth. When you look at amaranth, it's actually one of the smallest grains that is out there. I like to take my amaranth and cook it on the stove in a dry pot until it pops. And then I put it in everything, my granola bars, my muffins, my everything that you could possibly imagine for baking. It's a great whole protein, wonderful ancient grain and fun to use. The next one that we have is whole grain teff. Teff is actually one of the smallest grains on earth. 150 grains of teff are equal to 1 grain of wheat. So it's very, very small. It actually packs a powerful punch of all kinds of vitamins, and 1 ounce, which is about 2 tablespoons, is 10% of the fiber that your body needs for a full day. So it's crazy. It's a great grain to add. I like to just add a couple tablespoons to any of the doughs that I'm making, or any of the muffins, any of the cookies. It's really nice. You almost can't even tell it's there, but great protein, great vitamins, fabulous stuff. The next one we have is actually my favorite grain. This is called organic quinoa. Quinoa, when you look at how it's spelled, it looks like it said quinoa. Nope, it's actually quinoa. And it's actually known as a super grain, so I like to call it super quinoa, which will help you remember. Super quinoa, that'll stick in your brain forever. Quinoa cooks just like rice. It is a complete protein and actually has been used for about 4,000 years. It was found by the ancient Aztecs and was once called a great lost grain. Now, when you cook quinoa, 2 parts water to 1 part quinoa, but you do not want to forget to rinse it. Rinsing with rice is optional, rinsing with quinoa is not. Quinoa has a naturally occurring enzyme called a saponin, and the saponin protects it from its predators, and it protects it from us too, because the first time I made it, I thought rinsing was optional, and it wasn't. It was horrible without rinsing. So make sure you rinse it before you cook it. 20 minutes on the stove, low heat, and it also works in your rice cooker. So here we have 4 cups of cooked quinoa, and it's light and fluffy. It looks a lot like rice, but you'll notice it has these little tails around it. That's just the natural part of the quinoa, and it's totally edible and totally fabulous. It's not sprouted, but it looks like it's sprouted. So today we're going to make a quinoa salad, and this one is my favorite. It's a pistachio feta cheese, beautiful balsamic vinaigrette, and let's just get started. Let's jump right into it. It's my favorite. Okay, 2 tablespoons of, this is a fig balsamic vinegar. It's gonna go into your bowl, and a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Put that in there. You're also gonna wanna add 2 cloves of fresh pressed garlic. Get that right into your bowl. Some zest of a fresh lemon. The best thing about adding fresh lemon zest is it's going to really brighten up the dish without having to add a lot of salt or other things to it. It's really beautiful. Adds so much beautifulness to it. Beautifulness is good. We like to add that. So I use a micro zester, then you don't have big chunks of lemon that jump out. It's just a nice mild flavor. We're also going to add about 1 tablespoon of rosemary and about 1/3 cup of chopped basil. So just give that a quick little stir. See that? And we're going to go ahead and add our quinoa to that. Doesn't that look pretty? Oh, it's just so good. Just smell it. I'm going to give that a nice little stir and throw in about 1/2 cup of chopped red bell pepper. Just gives a nice light summer flavor to have bell pepper. And this is closer to an Italian salad, so I'm going to add my Italian seasoning to it. Just about 1 teaspoon. Mix right in. I carefully measure that. Carefully. Just put it until it looks good. And then we're going to add also about 1/2 cup of feta cheese, or you can use Gorgonzola cheese, which I like the Gorgonzola in there because it gives it just almost a buttery, sharp, almost blue cheese flavor to it. Then you can put this in the fridge and chill it for a couple of hours, and the flavors will marry together very nicely. It's really great to make ahead and have the next day, or go ahead and make it and have it for dinner that night. I like to serve it over just some nice fresh field greens and just pour it right over the top, just like that. And when I serve it, I love to have some contrast of texture. So I add just about a half a cup of pistachios, just right across the top. But you know what? I'll just toss it in there just a little bit. I'm just gonna make sure that's okay to serve to company, because you know, you always have to be sure. Just give it a good little taste. So good. Just lightly sweet and salty, very good contrast of flavor. Totally Italian, totally healthy, full grain. Go ahead and make some quinoa salad. You're gonna love it. If you're interested in finding out more about any of the products you've seen featured here in the Honeyville Kitchen, go ahead and click on the link above or visit us at honeyvillegrain.com.